I'm just going to go through the whole process of how upgrading your project will work. So what you want to do is just find your project. So for me here, the project is Vampire Survivors tutorial, and you just want to, firstly, of course, you got to install Unity 6 and everything that goes together with Unity. So you want to usually also install Visual Studio, or if you already have an older version, you can leave this out as well. So once you've installed Unity 6, right, you will be able to select Unity 6 as one of the versions to open your project with. This will open up a hefty updating process because it takes time for Unity to upgrade your entire project. So after the project starts up, you will see a warning that says your project last saved with a different version of Unity. Just click on continue. And there will be a couple of other pop-ups as well, and I'm going to explain what each pop-up does and what you should click for each of the pop-ups as well. So you will run into another pop-up somewhere along the way that asks if you want to update the files, because Unity's API has changed from the older versions to this newer version. So wherever you get this script updating consent, just click on yes, and for other files that might be found later. And if you get any compilation errors, just click on ignore. So once the project is loaded, if you get any prompts about deprecated packages, you have to open Package Manager and you have to replace these old packages. So if the packages are deprecated, if Unity says that the package is not supported anymore, just remove the package, because any package that you need will anyway be automatically downloaded in your project. So the main thing you want to do after upgrading your project to Unity 6, right, is to deal with the updates to TextMeshPro. After that, you will also get one more pop-up that asks if you want to update these scripts. I'm going to show you where the updates are before, actually, since I can't click away, I'm just going to click on this first. I'm going to show you where the updates are. For this project, right, the updates that Unity automatically implements for you, I think it's really amazing that they do that for you, because it's, I mean, the amount of scripting that you will need to be able to do to detect this, I think is quite a bit. So it's really impressive. I'm just going to pull up the play movement script so you know which part of the script is changed. So this is the line that was changed. So in D6, the rigid body no longer has the RB velocity line. So if you do RB velocity, as we did in the tutorial, there will be an error. So you have to update all references of RB rigid body velocity to linear velocity. That's the first change. So once you make this update, the project essentially is runnable. You should be able to play it as per usual. When you try and play it, you might also get a prompt to update your TextMeshPro. If you want to, you can just re-import TextMeshPro Essentials as well. This is really important, alright, to make sure that your UI works. So once all the upgrades are done, you should be able to play the game as per usual. So this project is very Unity 6 compatible. The weapons all still work fine. I mean, you may have some of the UI stuff look a bit different, but that's really about it. The last thing that you want to do, right, is to head over to your project and look at all the places where you use FindObjectsOfType with the S and FindObjectsOfType without the S. Let me see if you can find an example of that. Alright, so these are the two functions that you want to replace. Now, in Unity 6, right, FindObjectOfType and FindObjectsOfType are deprecated. I don't think they will remove support for these functions entirely, but it being deprecated means that they no longer recommend that you use these functions. Okay, so for FindObjectsOfType, okay, you can still stay with it if you want to, alright, but I recommend that you change it to new version is FindObjectsByType. And there is a new variable for FindObjectsByType as well that requires you to specify whether you want to sort the objects that you find. So there are two options here. You have none, and then you have instance ID. There's no reason to sort your objects by instance ID. It just pumps up the amount of computing power you need without actually giving you any tangible benefit, because there is no way for us to control instance ID. So there is no reason that you want to sort objects by instance ID in the first place. Okay, so all your FindObjectsOfType, you want to replace them with FindObjectsByType. And if you choose FindObjectsSortMode.none, you will get a boost in your performance. So this is a big incentive for coders to change their code, to update it to FindObjectsByType and to use FindObjectsSortMode.none. Now the other function here is FindObjectOfType. This one has no equivalent. So if you just try and do this, you won't get anything. But here you want to find any object by type. And this will give you the same thing as find objects by type, but then you do not sort the objects. Because in Unity 6, you have now two functions. You have find any object by type and find first object by type. Again, find first object by type sorts by instance ID, so it finds you the smallest object with the smallest instance ID. Again, no real use for that and it adds a lot of overhead to your code, because now Unity has to sort out all the game objects in your scene before it's able to use it. So I highly recommend that you update your functions. Find object of type changes to find any object by type. Never use find first object by type, because this is just slow and it doesn't serve a purpose. And for find objects with the S of type, you change find objects by type and then you find object sort more. None.